What's going on, guys? This is TM25MD, and today's a double upload. I had this recording that went up previously, was from a few days ago, and I've just been busy. I didn't really have time to make the video, edit the video, and do all the stuff that goes with that. So I had a little bit of time, and we'll be using today as like a double upload day. So today we'll be using Liquid Avatars. I didn't really have time to make a new deck. So LiquidAvatar26 sent me in this deck, and it's a Highlander list with Ragnora, and he used it to S rank this month, and since I was close to S rank, I decided to give it a shot as well. And it's a Ragnora Wanderer list, and Ragnora is pretty good. And with Wanderer, right, your eggs become 1/2s, which means Cassava and Heartseekers and Bloodtear Alchemist and whatnot. Crater as well cannot clear those eggs, making them more resilient to just common pings and whatnot. So and Ragnora also has, or Magmar in general, has access to Flash Reincarnation, allowing you to get out Wander a few turns earlier, right? So basically, turn 2 Wander a 7/5, and all your minions gets buffed from that point onward. And you also have cards like Celebrant and Kujata. Meaning that if you can, double ramp, you can also get it out turn 2 as well, when going second. Flash Reincarnation, you can get out turn 2 from either player, first or second. And yeah, it's just pretty much a tempo list, and you're trying to just overwhelm your opponent with just big bodies, right? And maintaining tempo with cards that can develop and remove your opponent's board, right? So starting off, Flash Reincarnation for ramp, amplification, just pretty good on 2-drops, right? Making those minions stick around a little bit longer for 1 mana. And if you get a Wanderer out, that minion is even bigger now. So amplification is there. Same thing goes for Greater Fortitude. Bloodtear, no question about why this is in the deck. Azure Herald, great for healing. Celebrant, again for ramp. Cryptographer, developing 2 bodies early is never bad. Dire Frenzy, and I'll touch on this a little bit later. It's some people don't really play around Frenzy early, because especially when they see you're a Wanderer list, they don't really expect Flash Mecanter, right, super early or anything like that. So throwing in a Dire Frenzy is actually can be a pretty good tempo. If you throw it in on something like a young Silithar, it gets that 3 attack and can trade early and deal some face damage, so you can get some value there just for 2 mana. Or you can put it on a flying minion, which we do have in the list, and you can get some some pretty powerful endgame value there. Got Golem Metallurgist and Healing Mystic, because we do run Golem synergies in this list with Lava Slasher and Ragebinder. Mystic, healing, can't go wrong with that. Kujata for ramp. Maul for extra tempo and keeping the board clear. And if you play this in the mid to late game after getting a Wanderer out, it's a 3/3, and you can potentially clear a minion, and that's some pretty good value there. Natural Selection for removal. Rancor, this could easily be something else, I feel, but I kept it in there. It's a turn 1 play, so Warpup and Young Silithar to round out the 2-drops. Bloodbound Mentor. In my testing of this list, I started off 11-5 and then finished in S rank at 20-5 total with this list. And to be honest, Mentor was one of the minions I didn't really use a whole lot. I kind of replaced it for something else, something that I can progress my game plan with, and Mentor wasn't really there. So and plus, it's not something that really I want to keep in the early game, because it's going to take a couple turns for my Bloodbound spell to be active, and I kind of just often replaces, looking for, possibly a double 2-drop, Celebrant, Flash, or even just a strong 3-drop like Crater, Raptor, or Range Binder, or Red Steel Minos. Repulsive Beast for additional removal. The Primordial Gazer was interesting, and again, I guess it's used for the same reason that you would Greater Fortitude and Amplification, keeping those minions high health, so your opponent has to invest resources into the list. Tectonic Spikes, this is also something I would consider replacing, but it is burst damage and allows you to fill up your hand. But I think I've only played this out of those 25 games. I think I've only played it maybe once or twice, and it really didn't do much for me in my opinion. So I might cut this for something that I kind of want to add in later. After we go through the deck. So you may see that there is no Bone Reaper, no Earth Sphere, and there's a couple of things that I wanted in here. It's not a super expensive mini, I forget what it is. It's not a Cry God. Mandrake's actually pretty interesting. I kind of want to throw a Mandrake in there, getting a 7/7. So that's another one mini I would like in there. Spirit Harvester as well. Bound Life Force is also good too. Plasma Storm, that's another card that was omitted and I would like to have in there. So Tech Spikes can easily be removed for that, but I don't really want a whole lot of spells because this is a Highlander list and you really want to focus on minions. So Rebuke is great. Just really nice against Magmar and Songhai, right? They drop those even statted minions and you can clear those. Eggbarf, for additional removal. Lightbender for some early dispel. Progenitor if you're able to get a lot of 2-drops early and you can start swarming the board, and that can be pretty big value later. I've actually pulled this off a couple of times and it was pretty good. Spelljammer for some card draws. So for all the more reason, I really don't feel like Tectonic Spikes is needed. Thunderhorn, because this is a powerful 4-drop. Dancing Blades, High Tempo Play, Paragon, and Slasher, all the same thing. Tempo plays and removal. Armada for some additional clear and developing a big body after, like if you play this after a Wanderer, right? You get a 6/7 and a 1/2 egg. So it's some pretty decent, and you can get the clear or go face, so you get some value there. And this was actually one of the MVPs that single-handedly won me, I want to say at least 4 or 5 games. My opponent, not after they've seen a Mechanter, and they know that's the only one in the list, they don't play around Frenzy or they're trying to close me down. They just line up their minions or whatever, and Dusk Wailer takes them out. And it's a 4/5 with flying, so you can get some extra face and burst damage in there. So Resident Sleeper, in my opinion, very good card in the Highlander list. After you play it, after you play Wanderer, Jax, just some extra threats, right? If left unanswered, that's 10 damage potentially, to the opponent's face if they can't deal with it. And it's also good to stop Brome, right? If you can get this out before Brome gets his Jax out, that's something he cannot play right away, right? Warbeast, because you can't do Jesus, Wanderer, and EMP to round off the deck. So yeah, I've been having a lot of success with this list. I would like to tweak it, but since this is Liquid Avatar's original list, I would like to keep it intact for now. I'll probably make my own changes off camera. So let's just start. We are S rank. I think we started at S rank 20 or 25. And then I started playing some Vitruvian, a controlled Vitruvian list. You probably know what that is. Since I am particularly fond of control lists, control Vitruvian in particular. So we got 56 U7, who's S rank 18. It's a little early for Armada and Duskwailer, so I'll toss those back. The Blood Tier could be useful. I'll probably throw back the Amplification. Praetor is pretty decent, because if he is playing like a natural selection and I can't ramp into a Thunderhorn, I could be a little bit of trouble. So I want some, some 2-3 mana plays. And he's not running a Wanderer list or a, looks like a 2-drop natural selection. Yeah, that's what I suspected. He has a good opening, and it's going to be very difficult to come back from this one. Okay. I like this entire hand, but I think the most expendable minion right now is Azure Herald. And that's actually pretty good. So I'm just going to play the Crater here, so he can't just like pre-buff like a Greater Fortitude. We actually get a Flash, which is pretty good, so we can try and take a tile, flash it out, and punch this and use a your Alchemist. That would be ideal, but we'll see what he chooses to develop here. If we can't flash Wander, actually I think the best play might just be to flash Wanderer next turn. We just need to get those stats on board. Putting things out of Lava Slasher range or Mercantor range would be ideal. See what he does. See if he takes. He probably takes that tile. He might just take 2 tiles if he has the mana for it. Pterodon. So I would imagine there's some buffs here. And a Healing Mystic, which is pretty okay. And he has the right idea of playing against a Wanderer list, right? Now, as much as I really want to play the Lightbender to get rid of this, I think it just might be the best idea to just back off and play. I doubt he has Flash Mercantor with 3 cards in hand. That just wouldn't make much sense to me. I'll play it right there. So right now he can only do 4 damage to me with these minions, and I don't think I will punch, because if it's something like Dire Frenzy, this can just die. I'd rather have him trade stuff into it. And it also kind of plays around natural selection if he just decides to run everything into the Wanderer, which I don't think would have been bad. Yeah, I think he has the right idea of going face. I'm tempted just to Lightbender here and Elucidator. Oh boy. So Agrolist. Okay, so we're down to 10. Okay. This is useless. I really don't want to get blown out by Mercantor, to be quite honest. But he's just putting on so much pressure. I really don't want to take this 5, but I think I have to. Most likely Mercantor's in hand, and I don't think I can stop it. Mechanter Warbeast, and he decides to BM. Sure. Probably like Amplification or Dietide. Okay, that's just, I don't see the point in that. Yeah, there was really not much I could have done there. Honestly, he put on a lot of pressure with the good opening of Young Silithar Natural Selection, and drew all the right cards, I guess. Yeah, I couldn't have done anything about it anymore. So yeah, well played. So I was fortunate of getting the Flash Reincarnation for the Wanderer. I think that was pretty good. I just wasn't able to stop the taking so much damage from the Elucidator. Maybe I could have body blocked, but he had the Mechanter in hand, so it was irrelevant. Anywho, let's look for another one, and hopefully we get something. We got Eurasian J, who's playing a Wanderer list. What seems like it's only been a day. This game actually took place a long time ago, so. Okay, I like the Progenitor might be a little bit much, so I'll throw that back. Everything else looks okay. Just in case he has Phoenix Fire in hand. Just in case he has the Phoenix Fire in hand. Natural Selection is good too. I'll just lead off with that because there's no reason to ramp, right? Oh my gosh, we got another Flash. This is... hopefully we can win. Hopefully. So, seeing that Flash, I might just throw back the Kujata. And I'm actually not sure what that might be. Let's see. Let's see if it is a Mind Cage. Actually, it doesn't matter if it's Mind Cage. There's no point in... Let's throw the Kujata back. There's no point in playing it. Maybe playing Central is better. 100 hands. Okay, so it's going to trade. But at least I have my... my Wanderer down. This becomes a 2/4. Got Natural Selection. We got all the fun cards, and we can just drop Thunderhorn probably next turn. Or Young Silithar Natural Selection, depending on how things go. I had a feeling it wouldn't be Mind Cage. Ideally Mizuchi. But 100 hands is the best one here, so. Because if it was Mind Cage Oni, it would have milled the Flash Reincarnation. So see if he tries to protect this mana tile. Probably most likely. It'll be difficult though, to be fair. I think he should just use it. Another Sentinel, so that's either that's Mizuchi or Mind Cage Oni. Of which we cannot do anything. Actually, no, we can Natural Select, which is fine. Yep, it's Mizuchi, so we'll just Natural Selection. And play Ragebinder. Let's get rid of the Young Silithar. Get rid of that. Smack him for 4. So we have a lot of tempo going for us because of that Wanderer. We were fortunate to get that Flash Reincarnation. So let's see what he has. And we'll have 5 mana next turn. We could do Red Steel Minos and Blood Banspo. And get a 5/6. Primus Shield Master, huh? Okay. So he's already down to 15. He's taking a lot of damage. Taking a lot of damage. I don't know if it would be better just to play the Thunderhorn. Let's get rid of the Kujata. Maw. You can actually get rid of everything, right? So we'll play this here. We'll just forego our Bloodbound spell, which is fine. And if he wants to move away, the only place he can go away from this Rage Binder is right here. I don't think Wander would be the strongest of plays for him, to be quite honest. So that's kind of why I went for that play. Lucky that we top decked a Maw, but we could have also gotten a Crater or Bloodgy Alchemist. See what he has. This is outside of Phoenix Fire range, which is good. If anything, he would Phoenix Fire the Maw and run to the left. Avoid this minion at all costs. He can't really afford to go down to 11, I think. Oh boy. What is that? Sunset Paragon. That's a good play. Gets rid of both of them. But, let's get rid of the Mystic. I think now is a good time to set up Jax. Because, yeah, I figured even if he had Ghost Lightning in hand, he can't deal with all these guys, so we just drew very well this game and happened to go first. So, yeah, we got lucky. To be fair, I'm still not particularly sold on Wanderer lists. Like, I know they're successful. A lot of people have been using them to success, and I think that's just more on the player, right, more than the actual deck, right? Some people know how to pilot and build a good deck, or excuse me, to pilot the deck well in a good fashion. So that's why I think it's more of a player skill for it, just managing the resources you have, kind of like Gauntlet. Obviously to a different degree, because this is constructed, of course. So I think there's a little bit of difference there, but I think again it comes down to resource management, because you're just building your deck like pretty much everything else. The only thing that you're going for is like a buff on all your minions, and hopefully getting a 7/5, 7/7 if you're playing Lilith with Darkfire Sack early. So that's like the only thing that's there. So we're speaking of Lilith. We're playing against Lilith. This could just be a swarm list. I have seen that, though I don't think it's particularly strong right now. But it is there. I don't think we need this this EMP. It's a little bit early. This could be good. Dire Tide's a little early as well. Though it is nice, but I don't think we need it at this point in time. We'll see if this is a Wanderer. I'll check that first. If it is a Wanderer list, then keeping this Paragon would be interesting. It would be nice to deal with, a bunch of Wraithlings and whatnot. But maybe Jax would be the one to go. But Jax would be... Lilith has such a difficult time. Yeah, it's Mythron. So we don't have a turn 1 play going second, which could be bad. So I would like to keep the removal and replace Jax if that's the case. As much as I really want to keep Jax against Lilith, I don't think it's particularly feasible right now. Though it might be the comeback mechanic that we need. Does he have a turn 1 play? Do you have a turn 1 play? Missing his turn 1 play is not as bad as me. Okay, so he has a turn 1 play. So Celebrant, Shroud. Okay, sure. Alright, Let's get rid of this Paragon. I think this will be our comeback. Okay, Metallurgist. Couldn't have asked for a better turn 1 play. And we got our Paragon back. Fantastic. Though Lava Slasher might just be better. Though Dancing Blades would be could be better actually. We'll see. Lava Slasher is a little bit better in the early game. This is a little bit better in the mid game because that 3 damage on health while maintaining a high health pool can be a little bit more impactful. So. And Dancing Blades actually deals with a Thunderhorn if he decides to play it. Or if he has one, rather, right? So if he plays like a Thunderhorn around here, you can come over here, take the tile, you know, punch it, play Dancing Blades, and clear it. That's something Lava Slasher cannot do. Blood to Alchemist. Oh, don't have a Maw, please. I'll be severely sad. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Okay. Still like these cards. I really want to say the Dancing Blades is the least relevant thing here. I can't stop him from taking that tile, but he had the exact answer. I mean, he could have had a Demonic Lure as well, but dealing with that Golden Metallurgist was pretty good. But I think developing this Thunderhorn's nice, even if he has something like Lightbender in hand. We can use a Paragon next turn and get some value there. He could have a Darkfire Sacrifice, to be fair, just dump out a Wanderer. But thankfully, that's why we have the Paragon in hand. Maybe I should have kept it from the beginning. Totally forgot about the Darkfire Sac, even though I talked about it earlier. Yeah, but there's that. That could be a Ritual Banishing. Wouldn't be surprising. Or Darkfire Sac too. Actually, no. Darkfire Sac would work too, because you just have to take the tile. So, I wonder what he'll play. Ghostface. What you got, bro? Sarlacc, PogChamp. Alright. Sure, I guess. Gotta move back to. Or there. Yeah, that works too. Okay, Cryptographer is not particularly the best thing right now. Okay, I don't want him to have that tile, obviously. I'm fine taking the 2 extra damage. As long as we get this guy down. So he has a lot on his plate right now. He can't Necrotic Sphere. Doesn't have the mana. Demonic Lure. I think he would have used that earlier, but as I said, preservation of resources the key to any Wanderer list, you know, if you want to be successful with it. So probably our turn is just a Soul Shatter Pact. Oh wow. So is he able to deal with it? Does he have a 3-mana minion that he can play? You know, Elk Owl or something? Sentinel? Oh, actually. He gets it for 2 less, but I don't think that matters. Right? I think I just played my own Wanderer right now. I don't care if he gets a 4-mana Wanderer. Yeah, I could care less. These are all good to have. So, I mean, yeah, he can do something else like play a before mana Wanderer and like a 2-drop or something. That's actually pretty funny. And it's funny, he can't replace the Wanderer that he built the deck with. So that's going to be in his hand as well. Necrotic Sphere. Okay. I mean, I'm okay with that. It delays him from doing stuff for a turn. Or playing his Wanderer. Okay. Now wouldn't be a horrible time to play Jax, to be quite honest. I mean, I could play... Maw, right? Maw this. Dancing Blades that, and it's really out of position. Or I could play Crater. Punch that. Play this. And save the Dancing Blades. I think I like that better. Play it in his face. Of course the Sarlacc spawns there. Yeah, let's punch this. Play our Ragebinder in his face, and a Bloodbound spell, because why not? Develop a 1/2 egg, and a 4/2 potentially. So we can save this Paragon and Dancing Blades for a little bit later. And we have a couple resilient minions, right? Whereas if we played Jax and Bloodbound spell, we could have just potentially 3 standing. Because the Bloodbound Tormentor would kill this Jax, his General would kill that one. And he has a bunch of Wraithlings, so. Punish, okay, fair enough. He can still play that 4-mana Wanderer, which we have an answer for. So 2/2 Sarlacc is actually pretty creative, so commendable for that idea. I was actually thinking about it, something like that. So. Alright, so we can just Sunset Paragon, right? Actually, I should have played it here. That was a misplay on my part. But I don't think it changes too much. Play the minus there. That here, tip that. Let's put him down to 5. Set up lethal. I'm pretty sure we have him still, but that was a misplay on my part. I should just play it, yeah, because I could have taken a spot. But I don't think it'll matter too much. He's already used his Necrotic Sphere. Breath of the Unborn won't clear the minus, or the Sunset Paragon, which is good. That Sarlacc's way out of position, which is fantastic. I guess he could do something like Breath of the Unborn, Ritual Banishing, but that only deals with 3 of the minions, so still loses even if he has that combo. Dark. Actually, he could have had a Grasp of Agony. That would have been pretty good. Inkling Search. Okay. I don't think that'll save him. I think he should have played it there. Actually, no, he had the right idea. I didn't see the Bloodbound spell up. Yeah, the game's over anyways, so he couldn't, stop it. So I guess, despite my misplay, I don't even think it was that much of a misplay, to be honest. But yeah, moving up in the world. Hopefully we can crack top 10 in tomorrow's episode where I play Lionar. That's the only faction I haven't featured yet. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time.